at night in the dark. At least when I'm not with you, it's like without you I just fall apart. And I don't know what I'm heading into, 'cause all of my emotions flow in a way that I just can't control. 'Cause I'm new to this, I don't know how to act, but I feel alive with you. Take it easy on my heart, otherwise I fall apart. I'm alive with you. Take it easy on my heart, otherwise I fall apart. Alive, alive, alive. You got no limits, I like that you're free. I wanna be that way with you. Chasing highs to take the weight out of me. Far from lows, I don't ever feel blue. 'Cause all of my emotions flow in a way that I just can't control. 'Cause I'm new to this, I don't know how to act, but I feel alive with you. Take it easy on my heart, otherwise I fall apart. I'm alive with you. Take it easy on my heart, otherwise I fall apart. Alive, alive, I used to be so low, now I can't be alone. I used to be so, but I feel alive with you. Take it easy on my heart, otherwise I fall apart. Alive with you. Take it easy on my heart, otherwise I fall apart. Alive, alive, feel alive with you. Alive, alive. I feel lost late at night in the dark. At least when I'm not with you, it's like without you I just fall apart. And I don't know what I'm heading into, 'cause all of my emotions flow in a way that I just can't control. 'Cause I'm new to this, I don't know how to act, but I feel alive with you. Take it easy on my heart, otherwise I fall apart. I'm alive with you. Take it easy on my heart, otherwise I fall apart. Alive, alive, alive. You got no limits, I like that you're free. I wanna be that way with you. Chasing highs to take the weight out of me. Far from lows, I don't ever feel blue. 'Cause all of my emotions flow in a way that I just can't control. 'Cause I'm new to this, I don't know
It's kind of spooky cool. No, miraculously good. Take a positive spin. Miraculously good how your yoga can make you feel. Wow. Give it a try, seriously. 1 hour long, that's how long this practice is. You can stick around for 10 minutes if that's all it takes. But the big thing is you're here. You're here, you're starting, you're doing. It's a 1 hour long practice. Today is a restorative practice that we're going to focus on the shoulders and the neck, a place where we all hold tension. And we're also going to do a little bit for the hips, especially women hold tension in their hips. So it's going to be a combination of those things. But it's going to be a practice that just really feels good. Give it a try. Don't quit. Believe in the power of change and the magic of change, and enjoy. I'm Jan. This is 316 Yoga. This is your yoga from home. This is where you do it your way. Don't feel like, oh my gosh, I got to bend into that shape. Because if you don't want to do it, if you can't do it, don't do it. Just do something. Take it to 5%. Take a pose to 5%. Take it, for 2 breaths instead of the whole duration. Just do what you can with what you got where you are, and do what's right for your body. Don't hurt your body. You don't want anything to hurt. If something is painful, back out of it. Don't do it. Just ease off the tension. But you're here, and you're going to see over time, if you stick with the practice, and every day our practices are different. Every day it's different, and it's live, start to finish, 1 hour long, so all the little mistakes and all that stuff, it's real. But it's just like going to a real class with having the convenience of doing it at your own home, taking the bathroom breaks when you want to, going to get water when you want to, just doing it your way and not worrying about what the person next to you is doing and showing off or whatever. Just move. That's all I ask. All right. You're going to do what's right for your body. You're not going to hurt. If anything hurts, don't do it. And you're going to think about this word. And the word to think about today is rest. And that's a good thing. And you think, I don't want to rest. I want to do. Calm down. Just rest. Now think of these phrases. These were all definitions for the word rest. Listen to what resonates with you. Refreshing quiet. Relief. A period of tranquility. Mental calm. Spiritual calm, and absence of motion. One of those probably resonates with you a little more than the other. Stick with it. So let it settle in, focus on that, and let's start. Okay, you're gonna need some props. Here are the props you're gonna need. I like your eye shade and your towel. Those are great props to have to cover your eyes. If you don't have, an eye shade, just get a little hand towel. 2 yoga blocks, you're gonna wanna get those. They're not very expensive. Buy them online because you're committed. You're gonna do your yoga because you're gonna feel so good after this. A little blanket and a bolster. If you don't have a bolster, use a big, firm pillow from your sofa, and then get a bolster. They're fabulous. And some water. All right, so that's what we need to start. Also be near a wall or have a chair nearby because we're going to do legs up the wall. We don't have a lot of poses today. We're going to hold them for a longer period of time. That's what today a restorative practice is. You hold the poses for a longer period of time. Let's come on into our first pose, which is child's pose. So grab your bolster, place it on your mat vertically, and you're going to come to rest your chest on it. So maybe I like to bring it kind of between my knees. I'm going to have a seat and I'm going to settle in. I like to take the towel and a block and place that at the top of the mat to rest my head on. Now you can do whatever feels right for you. As you bring your chest down, maybe you have your forehead on the bolster. Maybe you've decided to do that. Maybe you scoot the bolster a little bit lower. I like it that way. And then I'm going to place my head onto the block. Now as you come into our first pose, lock in a stress number in your mind. It's a tangible, quantifiable measure of how the yoga works for you. Scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10, whatever it is. Lock that number into your head. And let's come on down to our child's pose. I've set a timer, so don't worry about the time and how long you're here. Rest your forehead on whatever you're going to rest it on, but let all the weight fall into your forehead. Let your spine relax and rest down onto your bolster. Put your arms wherever feels good for you. I'm going to have mine down by my sides. I'm just going to let them fall forward toward the earth. As I take a deep breath in through my nose and a big sighing breath out through my mouth, and make it audible. That's a great way to let stress go. Audibly Sigh it out. Let your shoulders fall closer to the earth. Big breath in. And big breath out. Let it go. Feel the expansion of your back as you breathe in. Big, broad shoulders. Your back fills up with air as your shoulders expand to the sides of your room. And a big breath out allows your body to just surrender to these props that are supporting you. Big, full breath in. Fill up your lungs. And a big, full, sighing breath out. Empty your lungs. And if it's right for you, and when you're ready, close your lips and try to breathe in and out of your nose only. Let your deep breaths calm your overstimulated body. Let the outside world go. Too much noise. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Your spine is long. Your breath is deep. All that matters is right here on your mat, right now, this breath. Be at peace, my friend. If you'd like to turn your head in one direction and let the ear or the cheek rest on your block, go ahead and do that now. Send your breath to your shoulders so they're away from your ears. Think of your neck as nice and long. Shoulders away from the ears, and gravity is letting them work toward the earth. Slowly, if you've turned your head, go ahead and turn it in the other direction, but take it really slowly. No rush, no hurry. Turn your head in the opposite direction and rest. If your teeth are touching, unclench your jaws. If your tongue is on the roof of your mouth, just let it fall. A few more big breaths out your back. And if you've turned your neck, bring your head back to the midline of your body and just let it rest here. Maybe if your head is on the block, you find you can scoot it a little more forward as you create more space for your neck. Oh, it's time to finish up in this pose, unless you really like it and you want to stay here. And if that's the case, listen to your body and what it needs. Stay here longer if you like. I'm going to move into a brief pentacle pose. So I'm very thoughtfully, consciously going to bring my hands under my shoulders, slowly press on up. You could do this with your eyes closed and just stay with the piece. Scoot your bolster aside, remove your blocks and your towel, come into pentacle. So pentacle pose. You're on your back completely. Legs are spread. Enjoy the getting here. That's the best part. Spread your legs wide. Lift your arms up overhead and bring them into a capital letter X shape. So this is a resetting pose, your pentacle pose. So you look like a big letter X. Pinky toes fall toward the earth. Everything gets reset to the midline. So you can approach the next pose with just a fresh start. We all need fresh starts in many things, don't we? Big breath in, and big breath out. Think of breathing in calm and peace. Think of breathing out tension and stress. Let it go. And check in with your face. Jaws, are they clenched? Let some space be between your teeth. Remove the tongue from the roof of your mouth and soften the area between your eyebrows and your forehead. Deep breaths. Just a little reset. But if this is speaking to you, stay here longer. It's all good. What I'm going to do now is bend my knees. Find that blanket. Roll onto your right hip. Fold the blanket up pretty good, so it's got a lot of folds to it, and place it between your knees. You want to try to see if you can get your knee to about hip height. Then you're going to take a block and maybe your little towel to cover your block. You're going to tee out your right arm. You're going to come into a little different variation of broken wing. So your right arm is teed out nice and straight. Left arm is bent, kind of under your collarbone. Knees are bent with the blanket between them. Head resting on your block for now. Press into your left hand. That's kind of your driver for your broken wing pose. So take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. We're going to hold this broken wing for a long time. We're going to go for about 3 minutes. So just settle in. Right arm is teed out, so your hand is at about shoulder height. You've got your block, or maybe your half block, under your head, and your left arm bent to kind of just push a little bit into the ground to see how it feels on that right shoulder. You may wish to do away with the block at your head. You just got to work it and see what feels good for you. Breathe here. Send your breath to your right shoulder. As you get the full stretch here, improving the mobility in the shoulder. You're still in control. Your left hand pushes as much as is right into the earth. Get your thoughts out of your head. Get your doubt out of your head. And just take this to what feels good. Deep breathing. Big breaths in, big breaths out. Soften in your face, relax your hips. You're creating space in that shoulder. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Let's do the other side. So your right arm, the one that's been teed out, getting that good stretch, work it down by your hip. So the arm is parallel to your body, and then just roll over onto your back. Keep the blanket squished between your knees, and then roll to the other side. Let the knees fall to the left side of your body. You're going to tee out your left arm. Right arm is now your driver. Bend the elbow, place it under your shoulder, and take the pose on this side. So same pose, just a different side. You can start with the block underneath your head if that feels good. You decide. It's 3 minutes. Nestle in, get comfortable, and enjoy the depth of the stretch in the shoulder. You're in control with that right hand. Remember that. Big breath in and big breath out. You don't have to have the block there. You can do away with it. Top knees at about hip height, thanks to the blanket. And I would say here that this is not a real comfortable pose, but it's not painful. It's a pose where you can kind of learn to just breathe through the discomfort and find new thresholds for you. Pass through that doorway of discomfort and take the stretch to new depths. Deep breaths keep you grounded. Maybe push a little more into your right hand so you really feel it in the shoulder, and then back off maybe 50%. So you've still increased by 50%, but just taking it incrementally. Maybe go a little farther than what is comfortable, and then back off just a little bit. You're making progress, and it's all good. Take a deep cycle of breath here, because our time is up, but just feel that shoulder one more moment here. And then slowly come out of it. Come down, easing the pressure on that foundational right arm. Bring your left arm down by your side. Roll onto your back in Pentacle. So remove your blanket. Arms go high overhead, legs spread wide. Brief Pentacle pose to reset. Breathe. Enjoy the journey of getting here. Breathe in, breathe out. Softness in the face, softness in your hips, and softness in your shoulders. Stay here if you like. I'm going to move into a sleeping swan pose. That's like our half pigeon. If you want to join me, let's bring the arms slowly down by the side, appreciating that newfound shoulder mobility. Legs together at the midline, and then gently push on up. Find your bolster and make your way to your knees. With your bolster, place it at the top of your mat. Bring your right knee up toward the bolster and send your left leg long. You might want to put the blanket or your little towel underneath your extended left leg if it feels better for the knee. Maybe work your right shin a little more parallel to the top of the mat. And take your block and slip it under your right glutes to keep your hips equidistant to your mat. Slip on down, forearms to the bolster. We're going to do 3 minutes on this side, and that's a long time. But just let your breath go to your hips. You can bend your arms so your elbows are out to the side. Bring your forehead down to your hands. Relax in your shoulders, and this time send your breath to your hips. For me at least, this is a hard pose to get into. But once I'm into it, after a few breaths elapse, it feels really, really good as you stretch out your hips. You can move your bolster if you prefer and come all the way down to your mat. We've got about 2 more minutes here. Come out of it if you have to, if it's painful, but if it's just uncomfortable, let the pose work its magic. Soften your shoulders away from your ears. And send your breath to your hips, to your backside. Soften in your shoulders. Let them fall toward the mat. Send your breath to your hip. Get your mind out of the way. And just let the body move the way it was designed to move. Think of your hips getting closer to the earth, both of them equidistant to the earth. Shoulder mobility, hip mobility, all so important for keeping us young, keeping us moving. That's what we want. All right, our time is up here. Slowly press on up into straightened arms. Remove the block. Let the right leg go back to meet the left. And just shake it out however feels good for you. Just move the hip. Appreciate that newfound mobility because it's there now. Didn't feel so good coming in, but I bet the hip feels really good now. All right, we've got another side to do. Let's do it. So you can roll your bolster back if you want to start with that. Move the blanket to the other side. Extend the right leg long. Bend your left knee generously, bringing it up to near the bolster. Bringing your left shin a little more parallel to the top of your mat. A little bit. Doesn't have to be all the way. You know where it's right. Right leg is long. The block goes under your left glute to keep your hips equidistant to your mat. Come on down. Come on down. Rest your forearms onto your bolster. Hands on top of each other. Find peace here. Settle in. Soften in your glutes. Think of your hips widening to the sides of your mat. And breathe. As time elapses, or if you prefer, scoot the bolster away and rest onto your mat. Don't want to run from this. Face it, as long as it doesn't hurt, as long as you're not in pain. Breathe through the pose. Your breath is powerful. Big breaths in. Big shoulder softening breaths out. Let the tension in those shoulders and the tension in your hips go away. Don't hold on. Release. Maybe find a little more length in your right toes. Let them go to the bottom of your mat even more. Send your breath to your left hip. Imagine both of your hip bones coming really, really close to the mat. As you soften in your shoulders, finding length in your spine. Are your teeth and jaws clenched? Find space in the jaws and softness in your shoulders. One more big breath in and a big softening breath out. Slowly come on out of it. We did 3 minutes on this side too. Press on up. And then let your left leg meet the right and shake it out, lift it up, move it however feels good for you. Then finish up. Let's do fish pose next. This is a big one for your shoulders, for your chest, and for your posture. All right, today we'll take it on the bolster. Sometimes we take it other ways on the blocks. And if you prefer to do it on the blocks and you know how to do it on the blocks, go for it. I'm going to take my bolster vertically on my mat. I'm going to find my eye shade too. You might want to use your blanket. How do your hips feel? How do your shoulders feel? Kind of renewed, right? Isn't it nice? All right, so your bottom kind of up close to the bolster. Maybe cover up with your blanket, or I like to keep it folded because a little bit of weight feels good on my thighs. Come to recline on your bolster. It's one of those, oh my goodness moments. Let your shoulders come back and kind of caress the sides of your bolster. Cover your eyes with your eye shade or your towel. Bring your arms down by your sides. We're going to go for a full 5 minutes here. Arms down by your sides, perhaps palms face up, allows you to open up in the chest and shoulders a little bit more. Nestle into your bolster and be sure that your bottom is down on your mat. You want to be comfortable. Arms, you can kind of snow angel them out a little bit if that feels good. I like the nice sensation of the pull in the pectoral muscles in the front of the chest. Breathe. And there's some things you can do with your legs too. This is primarily for your chest and for good posture. It stretches the front of your body, your throat, your chest, and it opens up those intercostal muscles and strengthening your upper back muscles and encouraging good posture in your spine. With your legs, you could bend them and have the soles of your feet on your mat. That kind of gives you immediate relief of any tension you might have in your low back. It's a great way to stay. You're still getting all the benefits in the upper body for the posture. You can open up your knees to the side of the room, having the soles of your feet touch. Maybe that feels great for you today. I'm gonna just go back to extending my legs long and coming to peace on my mat. Deep breaths in and deep breaths out. I'll let you know when our time is up. deepen your breath. One more deep cycle of breath, and then you get to choose. Maybe this pose is just what you need today. If that's the case, stay here longer. You stay as long as is right for you. The pose I'm going to go to next is a legs up the wall pose. That's a favorite one too. So you can decide, stay here in your fish, or slowly make your way off of your bolster to make your way to the wall. So don't get up with shoulders over your hips. Just roll off your bolster one way, side or the other. Just gently roll off. No hurry. Roll off. Scoot your bolster aside. And then slowly press on up. You can do your legs up the wall, either literally up the wall, which I'm going to do, or you can do it on a chair. If you don't have a spare wall nearby, grab your eye shade and your blanket and let's make our way here. If you don't have a wall that's empty nearby, you can put your legs, you can scoot your bottom up next to a chair and then swing your legs on up and rest your calves on the seat of the chair. That gives you kind of some of the same benefits. All right, you could put your blanket on the ground next to the wall and put your bottom on it. Or I'm going to take it today and put it on my shoulders. So however you like, one hip next to the wall, swing your legs on up the wall. And I'm going to place my blanket on my chest, on my shoulders, to keep my shoulders down a little bit, just a reminder. Cover the eyes with the eye shade or the towel. Send the soles of your feet up toward the sky and your heels on your wall. Or maybe your calves are on the seat of your chair. All right. We're going to do this one for 5 minutes or longer if you want, but 5 minutes is going to be our little baseline. Arms can be down by your sides, however you like. You can bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly if you like. It helps slow you down as you focus on feeling and finding your heartbeat and the breath in your belly. Eyes are closed. You are at peace in this moment, and that's all that counts. Soften your shoulders. Let your tailbone reach down toward the earth a little bit more. It feels really good, but you got to actively think about it. Tailbone more down to the earth. And then release and relax. Nowhere to go, nowhere to be. Make the most of this moment. You've already committed the time. Allow it to work the magic in your body by letting the thoughts go and just breathing. Soften in your face and allow each exhale to bring your shoulders closer to the earth as you let all the tension go away from you right here, right now. Deep breaths. And as your tailbone crept back up, let it go back down to the earth. Let your shoulders be more on the earth. So much contact with the ground. Gravity is your friend in this pose. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Be aware of how the exhale makes you feel, how it just softens and surrenders everything so you can rest and restore to allow you to take the next big inhale. All right. You can stay here longer in your variation of your legs up the wall. I'm going to move into a final shavasana pose, the last pose of the practice. If you want to stay here, go for it. If you want to come into final shavasana, let's do that too. All right, I'm going to bend my knees, roll my hip down to the earth as I come off the wall. Nice and slowly, no rush, no hurry. Enjoy the getting there. I'm going to make my way back to my mat, and I'm going to do a little different final shavasana. I know we've done this before, but we don't do it very often. I'm going to bring my bolster down to the bottom of my mat and place it underneath my knees. I think that's a real treat. I'm going to take the 2 blocks and use those in this final shavasana as well. Cover up with the blanket however you like, but just enjoy the weight of it. I'm just going to place it on my feet. You might want to have your eye shade or your towel nearby as well. All right. So bolster under the knees, covered up however you like with the blanket. Have your eye shade nearby. We'll get to that in a second. And these 2 blocks. This feels a little kooky to do, but it really feels nice. Take 1 block, place it at its high height above your head, like you're going to balance books on your head. Remember doing that? All right. So the block at the top of your head. Take the other one. Place it so the edge of the block is on the bridge of your nose. Just that little bit of weight on the bridge of your nose. Now, I don't know how your eye shade is. Maybe you can comfortably position your eye shade in this setup, or maybe you need to use the towel. But just cover up. Nestle in. little bit of block on the bridge of your nose. And let's come in to our final shavasana for a little more than 5 minutes. Arms down by your sides, shoulders soft. Deep breaths, no thoughts. I'll let you know when the 5 minutes has elapsed. Just breathe. Deepen your breaths. Continue to deepen your breath, keeping the thoughts at bay and just focusing on what you feel in your body. Feel the heaviness. Feel the unraveling. Feel the surrender. Feel the peace. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Arms are heavy, legs are heavy, knees feel nicely supported. Low back is comfortable on the mat. Neck is long. Breathe. Shoulders are away from the ears. Your breath is full. Take a deep breath in. Really full. Fill up the lungs. Embrace the pause at the top before you take a slow exhale, letting the air go out through your little pursed lips, as if you're breathing out a teeny little straw. Let it all go. Let the body deflate as it is at peace and relaxed. Take another breath just like that one. Big breath in. And big slow straw breath through the lips out. All the way out. Stay here longer if you like. If it's time to conclude your practice, remove the blocks from your bridge of your nose. Let your arms be back down by your sides and wiggle your fingers and your toes. Move the movement up into the wrists and the ankles. Circle them around. Let it feel good. Spread the fingers, spread the toes. Be revived, be refreshed. On an inhale, reach high overhead. Big good morning stretch. Point your toes, reach your fingers. Stretch. Exhale, bend your knees. Just roll the bolster aside or whatever props you had. Roll onto one side or the other. Use your low arms bicep as a pillow for your head. Close your eyes and savor this moment. Big breath in. Big sighing breath out. Slowly float on up. Maybe you keep your eyes closed and come to a comfortable seated position, whatever feels good for you. Hands to prayer center. Lengthen up through your spine. Breathe. You are a new being. You are refreshed. You are revived. Breathe in. Breathe out. Settle into your mat. Slowly, gently blink your eyes open. You did it. 1 hour long. I think it goes by quickly. I hope it did for you too. So you took a stress number in the beginning. What was it then and what is it now? How do your hips feel? How do your shoulders feel? How does your mind feel? Hopefully it feels a little clearer. You know, we are constantly assaulted, bombarded, aggravated by outside things. Most things of which we don't even have any control over. But the 4 things you do have control over are how you react, how you adapt, how you breathe, that's a big one to help you react and adapt well. And lastly, and how you take action. So take time, breathe, and just let your yoga live with you off of your mat today. Hello to Lynn and Tammy, Stan and Esther, Mary Jo, Betty, Kelly, Tina, Arena, Tim, Margaret, Sheila, Hilda, Oliver. I'm glad that you guys are here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being my yoga friends. See you on your mats. Tomorrow, we're going to do it again, and you'll feel really good again. From all of us to you, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Bye. See you tomorrow. Namaste. Bye. Hello there. How are you? Are you refreshed and revived? Are you a new dog? Good girl. Good girl. Bye. I'm glad you're still here. You know what? This week, this month, practice, it's the month of love after all, practice a little bit of self-love. I mean, be kinder to yourself, be gentler to yourself, speak kind words to you each day as you come to do your yoga, not only on your mat, but off your mat as well. Practice some self-love. Be your own best cheerleader. And you know what? Be a cheerleader for somebody else too. Start with your friends. Tell your friends about our yoga. Tell them what you're doing. Tell them the successes that you're having and how good you're feeling. Tell them that our yoga is free for anybody and everybody. Let them come. Let them do the yoga from the privacy of their own home. And as you know, if you'd like to support our broadcast, you can visit our website. It's at www.316yoga.com. Practice the self-love. Work on yourself. We're all works in progress. And just enjoy this whole month of yoga and love. See you on your mats tomorrow.